Welcome back to Fox Explainer. Today I am going to show you an action thriller movie from 2005 called Unleashed. Spoilers ahead. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Watch out and take care. Bart, a dangerous loan shark, is the first person we meet. He has a unique and cruel way of getting money from people who owe him money. Bart has spent his whole life training a man named Danny to be a dog. Danny has been locked in a cage, fed dog food, and taught to obey since he was a child. His mind is like a child's because he doesn't know how to speak or act besides what he is taught. Danny always wears a unique dog collar around his neck. While he has it on, he is not dangerous, but as soon as it comes off, he becomes a wild, dangerous dog who kills anyone who bothers his master. Bart is cruel to Danny. He hits and insults him all the time. But Danny doesn't know any better, so he thinks that being beaten up is a sign of love. One day, Brat brings Danny home after a long day of beating people up for money. When another person sees that his forehead is bleeding, he gives him a bandage. But Danny is so innocent that he doesn't get what it's all about. He simply goes back to his cage and punches a bag. He also has a book for first graders that he reads to pass the time. He learns a few new words and seems very eager to learn more. The next day, they keep doing the same thing, which is to threaten the debtors. A rich businessman who owes Bart a lot of money is one of their targets. He is not like most people they deal with because he knows about the collar trick. So that Bart doesn't upset Danny, they pull Bart away before he can take off the collar. They beat him up while Danny looks on and doesn't know what to do. Brat struggles, but he finally gets his collar off. This turns Danny into a beast, and he fights and kills his enemies quickly. A man standing nearby notices how unique his fighting skills are. He goes by the name Wyeth, and he plans underground fights. When he looks at Danny, he sees an opportunity to make a lot of money. After the debtor is beaten half to death, Bart gets his money and goes outside. Even though Danny saved his life, the man is very angry that he didn't help him when he was being beaten. He calls Danny an unworthy animal, but he doesn't realize that he is the reason Danny acts that way. For their last stop of the day, they stop at an antique warehouse. So that the last trick doesn't happen again, Bart asks Danny to stay in the warehouse and keep a close eye on an alarm. When it turns red, he is asked to go inside and help Danny and his henchmen. While Danny waits, he notices a piano in one corner of the room. He remembers seeing it in the book and is amazed by it. He presses a few keys when a blind pianist walks into the room. His name is Sam and he's here to tune the piano. When Sam sees that Danny is interested in playing it, he helps him. Danny has never been treated with kindness before. Throughout the conversation, Danny doesn't say anything, but Sam doesn't seem to care. To help him focus, he asks Danny to listen to the clock ticking. This reminds him of the alarm that his master told him to watch. When Danny sees that it is on, he rushes inside and finds Brat lying on the floor, completely beaten. He and his henchmen were able to beat the enemies, but they all got very hurt in the process. They go back to their base, yell at Danny, call him different names, and throw him into his cage. Then, Wyeth comes to see Bart and suggests a business idea. He wants Danny to fight in the next underground match against the current champion. Since the battle is a death match that only ends when someone dies, the money is huge. If Danny beats the current champion, Bart will get rich. So, he doesn't wait a second before agreeing. The next day, Danny goes to the ring. The opponent has been playing for 3 years and has never been beaten. Everyone bets on him because they are sure of his abilities. But when the match begins, Danny lands 3 strong punches to his neck and kills him in less than a minute. Wyeth is overjoyed to have found something so special. He gives Bart his share of the money and promises to send more later. On the way back to the hideout, the gangster is feeling good. He encourages Danny to ask for whatever he wants. Danny says something that sounds like piano, but Bart doesn't see why a dog would need a musical instrument. Suddenly, a truck crashes into their car. The rich businessman who was attacked yesterday has sent his people to kill Bart. They keep shooting at the car until the gangster is caught. But Danny is still alive after one bullet hits him. Since his master is gone, he can only go to the antique warehouse. Inside, he finds Sam, who recognizes him from his footsteps. Danny loses consciousness before he can get help. He wakes up on the fluffiest surface he's ever been on. He doesn't realize for a second that he's in a different room. It turns out that Sam brought him to his house and has been taking care of him ever since. Sam is glad Danny is back after being gone for 2 days straight. He's still not used to being treated nicely, so the new environment makes him nervous. When Victoria, Sam's stepdaughter, comes to the house, Danny hides under the bed. She realizes that he is special and puts a keyboard under the bed, asking him to use it since he likes to play the piano. At dinner, Danny is expected to join his family. He goes outside holding the keyboard. Because he's never eaten in front of people, he starts eating it like he usually does. Victoria stops him and shows him how to eat well and clean up after himself. Danny's strange behavior makes his family laugh, which makes him feel something he has never felt before. Sam tries to take off his collar later, which scares Danny. Sam doesn't force him because he won't let anyone touch it. Sam and Danny take Victoria to college the next morning. Before they part, she gives Danny a kiss on the cheek, which makes him nervous. He had read about a kiss in a book when he was in first grade and is glad to have had one in real life. Sam sees this and gives himself a smile. He also notices that Danny has had a bad experience in his life that has made him less smart. Sam takes him to the grocery store and asks him to talk to the cashier to help him make friends. Even though Danny is nervous, he is amazed by the way Sam talks to people. He is asked to bring Victoria home from college later that day. He meets her nervously, and then the two of them go out for ice cream. Victoria can't sleep at night, so he wakes up Danny and teaches him how to play the piano's basic keys. Sam hears them from his room and smiles because Danny is finally telling them what's going on. In a short time, he becomes a part of their lives that they can't live without. One day, Danny and Sam are at the store when a fight breaks out between two bad guys. Sam and everyone else in the room are scared, but Danny keeps judging the vegetables as if nothing is going on behind him. Sam finds him later and asks him how he was able to stay calm in that situation. Danny just says that they weren't fighting him, so he shouldn't get in the way. Sam is interested by Danny's answer and asks him about his past. He learns that Danny's innocence was used to make him violent, and he feels sorry for him. They will be a happy family for the next few weeks. Danny finally lets Victoria take his collar off, and he is fine without it. Then one day, Sam took him to work to fix a piano. He tells Victoria while he is working on the instrument that they are going to move back to New York after she graduates. Danny is heartbroken because if that happens, he will once again be alone. But Sam says that since he is now part of the family, they will also take him. Danny gets half of the money because he helped Sam at work. He can't wait to go to the store and buy everyone a gift. But as he leaves, he runs into someone who used to work for Bart. He tells them that Bart is still alive and is looking for Danny everywhere because he is his only source of income. Danny says he will come because he wants to meet his parents. In the next scene, Danny asks Bart about his mother when he meets him. Bart says that he found Danny by the side of the road and never bothered to look for his parents. After that, Danny is taken to another fight to the death. His boss makes him wear the collar and then takes it off, only to find that the trick doesn't work anymore. Danny is forced into a fight with a dangerous opponent because he won't kill anyone. He keeps hitting Danny, but Danny doesn't fight back. To make the match more interesting, more fighters are added to the ring, but Danny doesn't fight back, even when he's being beaten up badly. After a man steps on Danny's hand, something in his mind suddenly clicks. He changes into his old self, and it doesn't take him long to beat his enemies. Danny is beaten and put back in his cage at the end of the day. Victoria and Sam are worried about him somewhere else, but they don't know where to look. Danny gets out of his cage when no one is around and finds a bunch of pictures on Bart's desk. He sees himself in a picture of him and his mother sitting in front of a piano. He attacks Bart and asks him one last time about his mother. The man says that she was an adult worker who used to be his escort for many nights. She even brought Danny to work with her, and she didn't care about rules. But Bart fell in love with her, and when she died of a disease, he took Danny in and made him a part of his family. The next day, they are driving to work when Danny hears the word family and thinks of Sam and Victoria. He makes the car crash by swerving, which gives him a chance to get away. After that, he goes back to his real family, who are so happy to finally see him. When they hear about his mother, they feel sorry for him. Victoria describes the background of the picture, and Sam recognizes it as an auditorium he has been to. To find out more about Danny's mom, they go to the auditorium. The people who work there know her, but say that she left with her son one day and never came back. Victoria finds a musical note in the picture's background and uses it to play the piano. The tune is one that Danny's mother used to play for him when he was little. This brings back the memories he had tried to forget over the years. A flashback shows us that his mother was a musician who had no money. So, she took a loan from Bart in exchange for her body. She kept Danny away from the business until one day Bart found out about him. When she refused to let him see the child, she was killed and Danny was taken. After regaining his memories, Danny realizes how dangerous Bart is. He makes Sam and Victoria try to pack their bags to leave the city right away. But before they leave, Bart and a huge group of his friends show up at Sam's apartment building. Danny hides Sam and Victoria in their closet to keep them safe before running out to distract the thugs. He goes up against a man named the Stranger. He is an attacker that Bart hired who has about the same level of skill as he does. They get into a fierce fight that ends when the Stranger falls out of the window and Danny tries his best to save him. In the end, Bart goes after Danny and finds out which apartment he used to live in. He says he will kill Sam and Veronica if he doesn't come outside. Danny has to reluctantly give up to save his family. But when he gets close enough to Bart, he attacks and beats him furiously. Sam and Victoria rushed out of the closet to stop him, knowing that he isn't a killer. When everything calms down, the three hug each other. At the same time, the police come and arrest Bart for the many crimes he has committed. In the last scene, Danny and Sam watch Victoria play the piano at a recital. She says that the piece is for a special person and then plays the song that Danny's mom used to play. Danny looks at her in awe and tears up with happiness. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more and hit the like button to help me out, and also leave a comment if you want me to explain your favorite film. Until next time, take care.